What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake NBA DFS Early Look. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I, of course, am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed above or directly at WiseTake.com. If you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level, we are a premium DFS content provider, as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check it out. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please subscribe and notifications bell to miss out on any of the free content we put out. Pat, what's going on, bro? Good morning. It's afternoon for me, but good morning. Good to see you. That being said, MLB's coming up. Not exactly sure what we're going to do with the channel just yet, but MLB is coming up. Very excited. If we got baseball starting, we're going to have some overlap, more overlap than usual, right, because of the late NBA start. But I'm up for the challenge. I know you guys are. And I'm extremely pumped to be able to take this opportunity to double our money up, double our winnings up, right? So as far as the content on the channel, we're not exactly sure. We're going to do something. May even take clips from our premium shows and put them out there just to kind of show the good, the bad, the ugly. Everything that goes into this. So I'm excited. Subscribe, don't miss out. We're going to do something cool, right? And as far as the baseball-wise stream, so the NBA-wise stream is going to stay as it always does prior to lock, right? We need that time for NBA. MLB shows, I'll be doing solo most of this time, and they'll be early. We'll kind of go through the pictures and all that good stuff for paid subscribers at WiseTake.com. So don't miss out. You know, day passes for each sport are only $2.50. Our all sports plan is the best way to go, $20 a month. Currently in this promo codes usually you can find on some of our videos, so take advantage of that. As far as NBA goes, last night I didn't think I'd do that well. I had like 40% Westbrook. He was like 70% owned and he went off, so I didn't think I would end up doing that well. I was underweight on Jamal Murray. I talked about on the Y stream that Paulie had asked me who I thought the player that I was underweight on that I was nervous about, didn't have as much of that I was nervous about, and I said Jamal Murray and ended up being right. But still managed to have a team finish, I think, 22nd. It's only a couple $100. Funny, first place, $100,000. 22nd place, $200. So still had a team finish close. Needed overtime in those late games, and they were both really close, and we just didn't get it. But it was good, even on a day where I was there was some good stuff, right? I was underweight on PJ Washington a little bit, so there was some good stuff that allowed me to get up there. But Michael Carter-Williams finally came through for us. But, all in all, my exposures didn't really line up with the winning stuff, and I still managed to get a team up there, so I felt pretty good about that. But it's obviously not satisfied with the losing day, and it was a losing day to be clear, right? But anyway, we're going to pop on over to this. First baseball show will be tomorrow. Probably won't do an early look. Like I said, still working out what we're going to do with the channel here. We're going to do something with it. We're not going to just leave it to waste. But we will continue our NBA pre-lock live streams, and we'll be introducing our MLB-wise streams, which will be earlier in the day. Kind of just going through, talking some analytics, all that good stuff with baseball. That being said, we'll go ahead and jump into this NBA slate. We got 10 games. It's a big one. Not going to go through every spot. We're going to talk about some of the more notable injuries on the slate. Oladipo is going to be out and not traveling with the team. Still waiting on the news of Kendrick Nunn, who is questionable. Dragic has been back. He didn't do anything, but he is back. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Looks like Nas Little is out for Portland, but other than that, they're a full go, so not really doing much for us. DSJ is still out. Rodney McGruder appears to be out for Detroit. So obviously Saban Lee should continue to get his run. And Hamidou Diallo got 27 minutes against Toronto and played extremely well. This is what we know he's capable of doing. That's why we liked him on OKC and wonder why they wouldn't play him. Maybe being that Detroit did trade for him, maybe Detroit has bigger plans for him. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited to see what that turns into. In Boston, Jaylen Brown's currently questionable. Tristan Thompson remains out. These are situations we want to keep an eye on. Obviously, Brown's absence would be a boost to Tatum, a boost to Kemba Walker. Already a good spot for Tatum. Finally had a good game again against New Orleans. We've seen power forwards do well against Dallas. Also a really good spot for the Time Lord, a.k.a. Robert Williams. How much is Robert Williams on FanDuel? Curious. 6'3", not expensive enough. Robert Williams 6-7 on DraftKings. Didn't have the greatest of games. Got into some foul trouble against New Orleans. Still managed to go for 32 DraftKings points, which is pretty promising. I mean, you don't need much more. You got 33.5 on FanDuel because of the extras for steal blocks. And as you can see, even in 32 minutes, he still just missed paying off this price. So I do like Robert Williams quite a bit. But the Jaylen Brown news, something to keep an eye out. Houston's got Christian Wood currently listed as probable. He's been sick the last couple games, so that's meant Olynyk just going nuts every day. If Christian Wood comes back, that should obviously impact him. Wall is questionable. Left knee effusion, excess fluid around his knee, so we're not sure if he's going to play. If he misses, Kevin Porter Jr. becomes a phenomenal play. And now they have other guys. They've got DJ Augustine, who did play, looks like 20 minutes in their last game. But I think Kevin Porter Jr. would get the majority of reps at the position. He's already playing big minutes. Even with Wall there, he played 36 minutes. Didn't play well, over 7 from 3. He's not what we want to see, but definitely someone to keep an eye on. I think he's even cheaper on FanDuel. 5.5 on FanDuel. I mean, he's a good player regardless, to be clear. Right. As far as Brooklyn goes, still no KD. Nothing really new there. Kyrie's expected to play. Now, Utah, we know Mitchell's out. So when Mitchell's out, I think we'll see Ingles still start. It's a boost for Conley and a boost for Ingles, who are both fairly cheap. It's a better likelihood of this game staying closer, right? Being that they're missing their best scorer. So I'm interested in Conley in a spot where point guards typically do well. Interested in Ingles because he typically does well in these situations. Let me isolate this game real quick. How much is Ingleberry's? 5.5. But also, we should be very interested in Jordan Clarkson. Now, he's 5.5 on FanDuel. The last time they played Memphis, it was a blowout. He got 29 minutes and he just balled out, right? And this is a good spot for guards. Guards, especially guards that can shoot, typically do well. Now, Clarkson has moved over to point guard on FanDuel, which is very annoying. I like him better at shooting guard. But definitely pay attention to Jordan Clarkson. With the absence of Mitchell, there's going to be more usage to go around. Like Mitchell is a usage hog. So there's going to be a lot more usage to go around. And Clarkson got no problem soaking that shit up. Better believe it. So I'm definitely interested in Clarkson. Winslow's out. Grayson Allen's questionable for Memphis. I'm tempted to skip ahead to a certain spot, but I'm trying to be patient here. In Toronto, Bembry's still out. Nothing too crazy going on over there. OKC, SGA is still expected to be out. We know Horford's out. Moses Brown's price has been raised to 7-1. Didn't have that great of a game against Dallas. Mind you, Robert Williams in the same exact spot. So, full disclosure, I still think it's a good spot. In general, Dallas over the longer sample size, point guards have still done really well against Dallas. Centers have done really well against Dallas. So, still interested. But notable that his price has been risen. Remember, they did recently extend him. Roby balled out in his last game. This is against Dallas. Power forwards against Dallas. Tatum, hello. His price has been increased a little bit, but he actually showed. We talked about this on the Wise stream, really a couple of them, that he has shown usage increases with SGA out. Makes sense, but he was one of the bigger ones. Tony Bradley did play 14 minutes, so keep that in mind. They do have a center they can throw around there for backup minutes, whatever it is. In regards to Moses Brown. Derrick Rose currently questionable. We know Mitch Robb is out, so Nerlens Noel should continue to get big minutes. Taj Gibson, that's really good for Taj as well. We'll check the status on Rose. If Rose is out, then obviously that's a boost for Quickly, Burks, all these kind of guys. That Alfred Payton, who's only 4,100, that would be a boost for as well, but his minutes have been down. Nothing too major going on in Minnesota. Nothing new anyway. Sacramento, nothing too crazy. San Antonio, nothing too crazy. All right, here we go. Milwaukee. So Bobby Portis is out for COVID protocols. PJ Tucker is also out. This is why we're seeing like Thanasis, who played really well when he got that opportunity to start when they arrested everybody. The brother of Giannis, right? He's been actually getting some time. He's been getting a little bit of work. 19 minutes against the Clippers, right? Usage was a whole different thing, right? Whole different thing. But he is getting some work. But the Lakers side is the more interesting one. Now, the Lakers did they added Andre Drummond. As of yesterday, as of last night, they didn't have Andre Drummond in their pool. So they did add him and they made him 7-8. He's starting tonight. Not sure how many minutes we should expect. Maybe we'll get more of an idea. I would imagine they still want to play Montrezl. So I'm not expecting Drummond to get 30 minutes. But on FanDuel, Drummond is only 5-2 against Brolo. So that seems a little too cheap. And maybe he does play more than I'm anticipating. I think he'll play more than Gasol was playing. I mean, what happens with Gasol? I know they weren't happy with Gasol. So keep in mind, they do have 3 centers here, and they could elect to play one of these guys at the 4. But none of these guys are capable of guarding Giannis. Not that anyone else is, but maybe from a size perspective. I don't know. We'll have to see. 7-8 on DraftKings. It's like, I don't know. If you're playing both sites, just play more on FanDuel. 5-2. But that's going to be an interesting spot. They've already said they're going to start him. So we'll have to see what they do. Kobe White is questionable for Chicago. He did miss the last game. And what's his name? Satoransky ended up getting 30 minutes. So keep an eye out for that. That could open up some value for us. How much is Satoransky on FanDuel? He's 4-5. 4-5 on both sides. Something to pay attention to. Zach LaVine is questionable. If he were to miss, then give a massive boost. I mean, listen, his usage rate has been down, but give a big boost to Big Vooch, right? We would expect Vooch to kind of take over, which from a usage perspective, he's kind of done. He hasn't gotten the minutes that we would have liked to see, but I think this would really elevate his usage. Laurie Marketing, for instance, would also see a usage increase. And we could see Denzel Valentine getting on the court depending on who's available for this team. But if LaVine misses, that's a big usage bump for whoever else plays. And Vooch would be a main benefactor, especially against a Phoenix team that has not been good against bigs. Tim Nelson, what's going on, bro? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. So all in all, those are the main prominent injury situations, right? Clarkson, we talked about a few what ifs. We are waiting for some news, and it's a big slate. We might not get all the news at once. Like the LaVine news, I don't know. We might not have the LaVine news. But as always, you want to set your exposures. You want to set your teams for the early games first and leave yourself room with these later games. I know it's always good. I never want to be in that position where the late games are starting and I got nothing. I don't want to be in a position where the late games are starting and there's only one place for my teams to go, and that's down, right? So leave yourself some room. That being said, hit the like button. Really excited about MLB starting. Like I said, going to do something with the channel. We do have to prioritize our subscribers at WiseTake.com. So our MLB show will be behind the paywall. Our NBA pre-lock show will continue behind the paywall. But we're going to do something with this. Maybe take some clips, like I said, from our current premium shows and try to put them out here where we think the clips are either entertaining or maybe there was just some good knowledge drop. Maybe there was just something that we feel like people could learn from a strategy perspective and, all that good shit. So I appreciate those of you hanging out with us. We still got NBA to rock. We got MLB starting up. It's going to be a very, very exciting time for DFS. I'm pumped. I'm very pumped, very excited. That being said, appreciate y'all. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the WiseTake Slack, or at least in the WiseTake chat for the Wise stream. Tim Nelson says, I'm basically done with center on FanDuel. Logging in Time Lord until further notice, until he's in the 7K range. He is a stud, Tim Nelson. I love that dude. He is a stud. I mean, they've been sitting here fucking around with centers this whole time. You've had one the whole time. You've had him the whole time. He's been here. But I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button on your way out. For myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.